ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीं बद्ध्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। श्लोक नंबर 20। अथ तृतीयोऽध्यायः। श्रीभगवानुवाच कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम् आस्थिता जनकादयः लोकसङ्ग्रहमेवापि सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते लोकस्तदनुवर्तते। न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम् त्रिषु लोकेषु किञ्चन नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम् वर्त एव च कर्मणि। Up to the first half of the 20th shloka, Bhagavan talked about various aspects of Karma Yoga and also the glory of Karma Yoga. And from the second half of the 20th shloka, Bhagavan is discussing one topic called Loka Sangraha. Loka Sangraha, simple meaning we give, protection of people or well-being of people. Contribution to the well-being of people by wise people. How wise people contribute to the society, that is the topic which is called Loka Sangraha. And the idea given here is, as it was said earlier, when a person has got wisdom, then he has this sense of fulfillment. I am Purnaha. I am fulfilled. Nothing to be achieved. In Shastra, we talk about 4 Purusharthas: Artha, security, various forms of security, Kama, pleasure, Dharma, sampunyam, and Moksha, this freedom from the sense of limitation. Now, the wise person, because of his wisdom, he or she attains this freedom from sense of limitation, and thereby he doesn't require any purushartha, any goal to be pursued. Mission accomplished. And therefore, for a wise person, really there is no duty. Tasya karyam na vidyate. We have seen in 14th, 15th shloka. For a wise person, nothing remains to be done. In fact, if there is a sense that I have to do this or that for my fulfillment, then a person does not have complete knowledge. So, complete knowledge has come means the sense of to be done is not there. And so, Arjuna here at this juncture may argue. There is a supposition, there is a possibility of supposition of argument. What? Bhagavan, I have got wisdom, and being a wise person, I do not have to do my duty. Then why should I fight this war? He is not a wise person. If he is a wise person, he will not have question. But sometimes you are not having a particular position, but for argument's sake, say, I have this position. Now I am also knowing this. I should be given. Even though you are not knowing certain things, but you to claim certain privilege, claim certain exemption, you say that I also have that position. Like many people know, they get certificate, the deafness is because some allowance is given. Even though it is not so much, but little bit adjust. Because they can get certain exemption, they can get some benefit. Similarly, Arjuna may say that Bhagavan, I have got wisdom. And as you said, that wise person doesn't have to do karma. Therefore, I don't have to do karma. Like child says, I have already by-hearted everything, so I don't have to study. Even though he is not by-hearted, but he will say that. And he knows that mom will not ask, because mom has not studied. So, everything I have studied, mom. And so, similarly, Arjuna may ask this. So, to such questioner, Bhagavan is giving the answer that even though wise person doesn't require certain activities to be done for his own benefit, but as long as the wise person is in a particular setup which demands certain duties from a person who is in the setup, then that person should continue to do the duties. Wise person will continue to do the duties. In fact, wise person need not be told. Wise person has got wisdom because of maturity. And maturity is responding to the situation appropriately. That is, in Sanskrit, there is a beautiful word, uchitagnata. Uchitagnata means this sense of appropriateness. Uchita means appropriate. So, a mature person is the one who has got uchitagnata, means sense of appropriateness. What is appropriate in a given situation? I used to see that Pujya Swamiji, he was really a great example of this uchitagnata. What is to be done in a given situation? How what the person should be responded very well. He knew it so well. He used to find out the ways in such a way that people are not hurt, and at the same time, whatever needs to be done is done. That is called uchitagnata. Means our own ego doesn't come into the picture. Always responding to the need of the situation, need of the hour. That is called maturity. And wise person is definitely mature. And therefore, as long as he or she is in the setup, he will definitely do what a person in that setup is supposed to do. Like, if wise person happens to be in Grihastha Shrama, and as a Grihastha, he has to do his duty. Sandhya Vandanam, Agnihotra in those days, or in modern days, he has to take care of his children, he has to pay the tax, he has to contribute to the society to the extent possible. These are the duties. So, as long as he is in the Grihastha Shrama, even though he is a wise person, he doesn't need anything to be done for his own sake, but he should do whatever a householder is supposed to do. You cannot say I am a wise person, I don't need. That is not correct. Either you be out of the setup, you have freedom. As a wise person, you can renounce the setup. You renounce the setup and do what is to be done. Like, as long as you are playing the game, you have to follow the rules of the game. You cannot say, no, I am a very rich batsman, rich cricketer. You umpire, you are paid only some 50,000. I am paid crores of rupees. I have this. Why? You don't know cricket, how to play. If I play, you will not make even one run. I am a very full-fledged batsman. So I will not follow the rule. That will not be so. As long as you are in the game, you have to follow the rules of the game. Either you play the game, you don't play the game. But if you play the game, you have to follow the rules of the game. Not like children. Children, what they have, got one child will bring bat and ball from his place, his house. Therefore, when he is playing, he gets out. He says, I am not out. Why? My ball, Otherwise, I will go. So all children say, okay, you are not out. So that is okay for children. Elders cannot do that. So similarly, a wise person, as long as he or she is in the setup, he has to follow the script of the setup. See, a big actor, he is playing the role of a coolie, is a worker in some railway station or something. Then in the script it is there that some rich man will come and shout at him and insult him. So that time he had this, even though the one who is playing the role of a coolie is a very rich actor, and that fellow has got only one scene or two scenes, he is a rich man. But at that time, he should follow the script. He should say, sir, please give me. That is the role. Please give me work. Please give me. I have to feed my children. He has to tell in the script. He has to say. He cannot say, no, what do you think? You are 5,000 rupees artist. I am a 5 crore artist. That is not proper. You are following the role. So play the script very well. Otherwise, don't play. But when you are playing the role, follow the script. And if a wise person doesn't follow the script of the role he is playing, then what will happen? Other people will take his example. He said, see, he is a wise person, he doesn't do all this. He is so great and he doesn't do. And human mind always quotes the violation of the duty, deviation from the duty. How much he is doing other good things, I will not see. But this he is not doing. Therefore, we also will not do it. And thereby what will happen? People will be misled. They will be deviated from the right path. And not making them deviated, not getting them deviated from the right path, that is called Loka Sangraha. So avoidance of misleading people is called Loka Sangraha. And how do you avoid misleading people? By doing what is to be done in a given setup. By following your script, you can inspire others to follow their script. If you don't follow your script, you cannot inspire others. In fact, you will mislead others to deviate from this script. And that is what is said here, Loka Sangraha Mevapi. Hey Arjuna, even considering the protection of people, even considering the avoidance of misleading people, karma kartum arhasi. You should do what is to be done. So Arjuna, if you even argue, suppose you argue that I am a wise person, even if you are a wise person, you are supposed to do, in the sense, a wise person will be doing what is to be done. Wisdom does not mean creating confusion. Wisdom is contributing to the harmony naturally. Spontaneous contribution to the totality. That will be the approach of a wise person. And then he gave the reason. Why is it so? Why a wise person has to do this, what is to be done? Because whatever a noble person does, everybody else follows. Yadyada charati shreshtaha tatta deve taro janaha. Whatever a noble person, a role model does, other person also follows. Because as we have seen, most of the people are followers. Leaders are very few. Because you know why? Leader requires the courage to take initiative. I have seen this in a group. This is to be done, this is to be done. Nobody does. Then one person takes initiative, then others support. But nobody is taking to take risk. Yes, I will do it. You please help me. Then people may follow. You require that courage. So any work, if it is not getting done, then one person should take initiative. Start. Then people will follow. Because people are afraid of failure. That is a common thing. People are afraid of this failure, that if they start something and doesn't work, then what people will say. Therefore, they don't do it. And therefore, leaders alone have to set an example by doing what is right. So he says, whatever right this role model does, other people follow. Gatanugatiko lokaha means the world of people is gatanugatika, means they are always following the track which is already made by somebody else. The path which is traveled by others, well trodden path alone, people would like to follow. The new path, creating new path, generally people don't do it, because people generally are afraid of fear. They want to play safe. Therefore, itara janaha yadyad shrestha achari tadeva acharati. And whatever this wise person or role model sets as a standard that this is right, lokas tadanu vartate. The other people also will set that as a standard. In all the Kumbhabhishekam and all, people always ask how it was done in that temple, how it was done in that temple. Let us do that way. So we always want to go by precedence. Oh, it was done this way. It was this particular Kumbha is kept in right way in that temple. So here also we should take. We have that mind. That is standard. Whatever this role model says, this is a standard thing. Other people will follow that. And therefore, Arjuna, if you run away from this duty, other also will run away. Therefore, a role model has to do what is to be done, even though the role model does not have any personal gain. And for that, to substantiate that idea, Bhagavan gave his own example. He said, Arjuna, Name parthasti kartavyam. Hey Arjuna, I do not have any duty, really speaking. Trishu lokeshu kinchana. In all three worlds, bhuhu, bhuva, suvaha, means in this earth, on heaven, and in between. With reference to all the three worlds, in any loka, I don't have duty. Like sometimes you may not have duty in the ashram, but you have duty at home. So you may not have duty in this loka, but you have duty in other loka. Bhagavan says, I don't have any duty in any loka. I am not at all duty bound for anything. Why? Nana vaptam avaptavyam. Because duty is to be generally done for attaining something. For me, nothing is unattained which is to be attained. Still, varta evacha karmani. Still, I am engaged in action to be done. If you see Bhagavan's life, his life was full of activities. Since birth, as a young child, he started doing job, killing the asuras. Young age itself he started. So, and he kept on doing, and final mission to destroy his own family. That was also his role. That final mission, that his own Yadu family is to be finished. For that also he did whatever was to be done. So he kept doing what is to be done. That's what he said. Varte evacha karmani. Even though I do not have anything to be gained, still I am engaged in action. Why? That he says in the next sloka. Yadi hyaham na varteyam jatu karmanya tandritaha मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः. So I am engaged. Varte evacha karmani. I am engaged in the duties to be done in a given setup. Because yadi aham na varteyam. If I am not engaged in action. How? Atandritaha karmani. If I am not engaged in action means I do not do what is to be done. Atandritaha, tirelessly, without any lethargy. Tandritaha means with lethargy. Lazy. Atandrita means without becoming lazy. Means diligently. If I do not remain engaged in the action diligently, then what will happen? Mama Partmanu Vartante Manushya Partha Sarvasha. Hey Partha, hey Arjuna, Manushyaha, human beings, Sarvashaha, in all respects, Mama Vartma, my path, Anuvartante, they follow. So, people at that time would follow my path, and in future also they will quote Krishna, that Krishna was like this, Krishna was like this. So, Bhagavan says, people will follow my path. If I do not do my duty, then people will say Krishna also was not doing duty. Therefore, in Bhagavatam, it is very beautifully presented. Narada had this question that how Bhagavan is handling the 16,008 or 108 wives, because he could not handle even one. Therefore, he did not get married. So, he did not get married. So, he said, how Bhagavan is handling? And then he went to see the 16,008 palaces were there. And so he saw that in some palace, Bhagavan was doing Sandhya Vandanam, some palace he was doing this meeting with the ministers, some palace he was taking care of his children. So, Bhagavan Sri Krishna had got 16,008 wives, and through each wife he had 10 children. So imagine when he goes out for trip, so 1,60,080. That is why he is Bhagavan. Because you people have difficulty in taking care of one spouse. He handled, and he was handling very well. We don't hear any complaint in Puranas that wives were not happy and they divorced and went away to their place and all this. We don't hear any such description. All are very, very happy. So how it was possible? Because he was doing his duty properly. Wherever he is, he was taking care of all of them. Of course, he had some extra advantage that he had created 16,008 forms of himself. Otherwise, imagine every wife, how many days he will get Krishna. Even one day he goes, that after 16,000 days, 16,000 means about 50 years. So many days, 365, so about 50 years. So today he has come, and after 50 years he will come. What a big quarrel will be there. So, but he created. So idea is that whatever needs to be done to do one's duty, Bhagavan did. Not that I am Bhagavan, so I do whatever I like, I am Bhagavan. So people get little bit power, they start saying, who am I? Like traffic rule, they don't follow, and then are caught. Then he says, who am I? This fellow is not even minister. He says, I am minister nephew. I will call. He will say, I will call. So people have the thing that the power means they can get away with it. That is a wrong thinking. In fact, if you are having power, it is your duty to follow the law more appropriately, more strictly. You are in power position, so you should set an example. So Bhagavan says here that if I do not do my karma tirelessly, then people will follow me. And generally people will follow me only with regard to deviation. That see, Bhagavan did not do this, and therefore we also should not do it. And because of that, what will happen? There will be confusion in the society. and people will be deviated from the pursuit of dharma. And because of that, what happens? That is said in the next shloka. Utsideyurime lokaha na kuryam karma chedaham sankarasya cha kartasyam upahanyami mah prajaha. So Bhagavan in this shloka is telling, if I do not do my duties properly, and people will definitely follow me, and they will be deviated from their duty. And when people do not do what is to be done, then there will be disharmony in this society. We have seen earlier this, that the world can sustain when people do what is to be done and people avoid what is to be avoided. The whole world can run only when there is harmony. And harmony can be there when all the factors behave in the manner they have to behave. Like in the house will be run well then when all the members of the family they do what is to be done. If people do not do, suppose one member is supposed to earn money, he doesn't earn. He spends whole money on alcohol. And somebody who is supposed to cook doesn't cook. Somebody who is supposed to clean doesn't clean. So house will not run. Even this Gurukulam is running because people are doing what they are supposed to do. Otherwise, when you come, door is closed. Why? Because the watchman is not there. Imagine the starting point itself. And when you enter further, the cars are parked on the road, so you cannot even enter. When you go to dining hall, they said cooking is going to start. So already 1 o'clock, cooking is going to start. What will happen? The plates all are so dirty. The tables are dirty. Where to sit? That type of situation will happen. But all are doing to the extent, possible they are doing, therefore this system is running. Any system can run when the members of the system or the group are doing what is to be done. So here Bhagavan says, if I do not do my duties, then people also will they deviate from their duties, and then there will be confusion in the society. The contribution to the totality will not be there, and therefore the world will be destroyed. World will have crisis. Even now, to some extent, we are seeing this, that people are not aware of this contribution to the maintenance of environment, and they, for their own selfish ends, they are harming the environment. Because of that, so many icebergs are getting melted. They are coming and going to the ocean. The level of the sea is going up, and they say Chennai, etc., and Kerala, some places will be drowned, will be submerged after a few years. And it is not something like theoretical, it is a real threat. So we do not do. The big countries say, America said, first they said, okay, we'll join this Paris Declaration. Then said, no, we'll not join, we'll withdraw. Again, this person, the president came, he said, we'll join. Then again, that fellow will come and again will say, we'll withdraw. This is how, and people will say, we'll follow as long as it is convenient to our industrial progress. So when people are having that irresponsible behavior, then naturally there will be threat. And that is not only at that level, even individual life, if you see, if you do not do your duty properly, then you will not have the subtlety of the mind, the purity of the mind. Because this doing duty with proper attitude alone makes you pure in your mind, means purity of the mind is possible. And purity of the mind is possible, then only self-knowledge is possible. Then only moksha is possible. So if at individual level also, If we do not do what is to be done, then we are ruining the possibility of this moksha, which is the purpose of human life. Or in other words, if we do not do our duties, our buddhi will not be that subtle. Our buddhi will slowly lose the capacity to appreciate subtle things. And that is called buddhi nashaha. Our buddhi will not have proper viveka to decide what is right, what is not right. And that is called buddhi nasha, and buddhi nashat pranashyati. Bhagavan says in the second chapter, ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः संगस्तेषु उपजायते संगात् संजायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति. When buddhinasha happens because of not doing what is to be done, then human being is finished. And Bhashyakara had said this. What is the meaning of human being is finished? Purushartha yogyo bhavati. He is not fit for higher purushartha. He can definitely lead life like an animal. Animals also are eating. Animals also are enjoying. They also have some sense pleasure. They also have tasty food. They also have got experience of touch, etc. They also enjoy. The human being also will be like animals. As we have seen earlier, ahara nidra bhaya maithunam cha samanyametat pashubhir dharanam dharmena hina pashubhis samana. So without dharma, ahara, nidra, food, sleep, and procreation, FF response. You know, FF response means flight and fight. Fight or flight. Either you fight or you run away. That is common to human beings and animals. They also do that. Animals also, if they think that too many dogs are there, that this one dog will run away. That also FF response is there. So, ahar nidra bhaya maithunam cha samanametat pashubhir narana. Dharmo hi tesham adhiko visheshaha. This dharma, doing what is to be done deliberately, that is the speciality of human being. That free will based dharma, that is speciality. If that is not there, there is no difference between animals and human beings. So human birth is wasted away. It is something like, you have a mobile and you use the mobile for what? Paperweight. As a paperweight you use, just because this book is flying, therefore I put it, that's all. Then it is called what? Destruction of mobile. Finishing the mobile. Why? Mobile is meant for so many, big functions, and you use it like that. Similarly, human life is given to you for pursuing dharma and moksha. And you came and used for what? Used for only artha and kama. So Bhagavan says your body and your behavior are not matching. So he said, Bhagavan will say that next time I will give you the body which is suitable to your behavior. You are committed to artha and kama, and that can be pursued in other bodies also. Animal body also. Therefore that body will be given. So human life is meant for higher purushartha. Not using the body for that purushartha is called finishing the human body. As I told you, if I use this mobile as a paperweight, it is called destruction of mobile. You go to Kashmir and supposed to enjoy the beauty. Instead of that, what you did? From the airport, you went to the 5-star hotel, ordered nice lunch and slept. And again evening, ordered nice lunch, slept. And again next day breakfast, nice breakfast and slept. And 12 o'clock next day you got the flight and came back. It is called wastage of your travel. Why? That you can do here also. Why should you go all the way to Kashmir for that? I went to Kashmir and I bought what? I bought chocolates, Cadbury chocolate from Kashmir. A Cadbury chocolate, why should you bring from Kashmir? From Kashmir you should bring some saffron, some almonds, very special almonds are there. You should bring that. And you come with great, I brought one big box of Cadbury chocolate. From that war, from Kashmir. And here next door it is available. So you should use this human body for something more than this animal body. And so Bhagavan says, if a person doesn't do what is to be done, dharma, then as a human being, he is finished. That is what is said here. Na kuryam karma chet aham. Aham means I, Lord Krishna, I. Karma na kuryam chet. Chet means if. If I do not do my duty, the duty of the role I am playing, then ime lokaha, these words, utsideyuhu, would be destroyed. So if I, Krishna, do not do the duty of the role I am playing, then all the worlds will be destroyed. And this can be seen in two ways. We have seen that at the cosmic level, if people do not follow these dharma and they do not contribute to the maintenance of the totality, then there will be destruction of the lokas. See, people, they become so greedy about power, land, etc. There will be a war. You grab somebody's property, somebody's land, there will be war. So when you do not follow dharma, there will be crisis at the level of totality, which will bring the destruction of the world very soon. And at individual level, if you do not follow dharma, then your human life is wasted away. And it is called nashaha of lokaha. If you do not do what is to be done, your life is destroyed as it were. That is what the meaning of Utsidehu. So at the level of totality, there will be crisis. At the level of individuality, there is a wastage of human life. Not only wastage of human life, when you do not do right thing, you are more likely to do wrong things. Why? Because without doing, you cannot remain. And you are not doing right things. So what will you do? You will do wrong things. Generally, I give this example. If you do not eat right food at right time, breakfast time, right, good, healthy breakfast is given. You skip that breakfast. But anyway, you will get hungry. So at 10 o'clock, what will you do? You will eat junk food. Lunchtime, again, you don't eat healthy lunch. And then 3 o'clock, what? Your murukku and all this you will eat. Junk food you will eat. So when you do not do right thing, and you will be doing something, therefore what? You will be wrong things. And doing wrong things will lead the person to naraka, etc. So all the people will have the destruction in the form of the attainment of these worlds, which are full of suffering. And in that sense also, Utsideyu me lokaha. And not only that, Sankarasya cha kartasyam. I will become karta, means responsible agent of Sankara, confusion in the society. When people do not do their own duty, they will be doing some duties, some work which are not really appropriate for them. See, in our society now, this is commonly happening, that for some jobs, there are so many applicants. For some clerk or some officer, for one post, there will be 1,000 applications. Big rush is there. For certain duties, like the duty of this, the training for the chanting of Vedas, we don't have any takers. So sometimes Pathshala, these Vedic chanting schools, are to be closed down because students are not there. We are not getting enough students. So for some training, for some jobs, too many people are applying. And for some particular roles to play, nobody is there. That type of imbalance happens. And that is called confusion. Sankarasya cha kartasya. Everybody wants to do some, table chair job. That I should be sitting in the table and getting enough, dakshina. Dakshina means corruption. So that type of job everybody wants. And where some hard work is involved, agriculture, you have to go to the farm, and that type of job doesn't want. Even in medicine, people, all the doctors want to work in the city. Village, they don't want to go. In fact, they have got a compulsory 1 year training. One year they have to be in village. It means what? They are forced to be in village. The moment 1 year is over, they are out. So in some places, there are so many doctors. And in some places, not doctors. Why? Because people do not have awareness of their duty properly. I should do my duty in such a way that it contributes to the well-being of the society. That is not there. Everybody wants to have IT. Nowadays it will be less, but otherwise IT craze was there. The civil engineering, mechanical, many seats are vacant. And some seats, and so much extra donation people give, 1 crore, 150 lakhs, like that. So that is called Sankara. Sankara means there is a confusion about the duties. People, those who are supposed to do certain duties, they don't want to do the duties. Like cleaning job, this cleaning, those who are supposed to be cleaning people, they also don't want to do the cleaning. In many government office, the people who are appointed for cleaning, they don't do cleaning. And you cannot tell so much to them because they will threaten that I will complain in the police, you did like this, you told like this to me. So can't do. They will be like this. And therefore what? Sankara. Sankara means not Shankara. Sankara means Lord Shiva. Sankara means confusion. So you have to pronounce properly. To Lord Shiva, he say, oh Sankara, you are great Sankara. So you are telling Bhagavan, you are great confusion. So don't tell Bhagavan you are Sankara. And Lord Shiva, we call it Shankara. Sankarsha. And here, Sankara. So otherwise, Sankarasya Kartasya means Shankarasya Kartasya, I will be the creator of Lord Shiva. That will be the meaning. So here, Sankara means confusion. So Bhagavan says, if I do not do duty, people will run away from their duties. There will be confusion of the duties. They will not be doing what is to be done. They will be competing for particular jobs which are to be done by some people. But they say, we will do that. See, many people in this country, they are not fit to be teachers. But teaching job now is paying well. Earlier days, teaching job was very little pay. In fact, in those days, you don't get any job anywhere, you become teacher. That type of situation was there. Now, it's very good salary. And therefore, some people, though themselves do not know English, they will be English teachers. They don't know how to pronounce. Some word they don't pronounce, cannot pronounce. But they will be English teacher. And the children will learn. The knowledge, the knowledge will say, knowledge they will say. Because K starts with K. There are so many jokes on that how they will pronounce. Google, they say Gugulu, they will say. They don't know how to pronounce properly. Google, Gulu 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 Gulu, or something like that. Idea is that, so those who are not fit, they will be going for that. Because Artha and Kama will become the basis for choosing the job. In our tradition, earlier, you do the job for which you are suitable. That was the criteria. Now criteria is what? Whichever job pays me more, that I will do. In fact, another criteria is any job which has got less work and more salary, that job I will do. That is the criteria. Government job is what? Less work, more salary. And that is called Sankaraha. There is a confusion of duties. Right people are not there at right job. Wrong people are there in certain jobs. And that is Sankarasya Kartasyam. And thereby what? Imaha prajaha upahnyam. I will be destroying these people. Morally I am destroying. The purpose, in terms of purpose of life, I will be destroying them. And another reason is, another meaning idea conveyed is that The harmony which is the sustaining factor of the world, that itself will be gone because of not following dharma, and therefore all people will be led to destruction. People will be leading the life of more and more suffering. You imagine that how so much stress level is there, so much suicide is increasing. And they say in I think US, one of the most selling drug is the sleeping drugs and antidepressant drugs. That sleeping, people don't get sleep. In olden days, people used to relatively they used to have good sleep, because they work hard and all, and relatively conflict-free life, not so much competition. And in modern society, so much competition, and therefore so much stress. Why competition? Because one job, so many people are there. In olden days, we used to have relative harmony, and therefore there used to be less competition, and therefore everybody will be excelling in his own field. Here you keep on changing because of this pays me more, this pays me more, this pays me more, and therefore what? There will be the moral destruction, there will be destruction of harmony, and in this manner, imaha prajaha upahanyam, I would be destroying all these people. And Bhagavan said it is not proper for me. I am supposed to have come for maintaining the harmony of this world. Avatar I took for what? To create the harmony in this world. And I am creating the destruction, or I am creating the disharmony in the world. Sometimes there's some leaders, no? They, instead of creating the harmony in the group, they will be creating the split in the group for his own selfish end. The group leader is supposed to bring harmony, understanding in the group, but not handling properly, they do opposite. Similarly, Bhagavan says, if I am careless about my duty, then I will be responsible for confusion in the society. And by this sentence, Bhagavan is also responding to Arjuna's statement in the first chapter. Arjuna had told that if I do my duty, then jayate varna sankaraha. There will be confusion in the society. If I do my duty of fighting, I will be creating confusion. Here Bhagavan is telling, if I don't do my duty, I will be creating confusion. So Bhagavan is indirectly answering Arjuna, by doing your duty you are not creating confusion. By not doing duty, you may create confusion. Confusion may happen by the law of thermodynamics, says that is called, it will happen slowly, erosion will happen. What they call entropy, there will be entropy. But you can reduce the rate of entropy. Entropy means confusion. You can reduce the simple word, this entropy means confusion. It will be there, but you can reduce the rate by doing one's duty. So Arjuna, you think that if you do your duty, you will create a confusion. Whereas my understanding is, if I don't do my duty, I will create confusion. Therefore, I am doing my duty. Alright. So with this, Bhagavan gave his example. Now in the next shloka, Bhagavan is telling, from my example, what is to be learnt by the people who are supposed to be wise people. Those who are really wise people, they need not be told. But those who think that they are wise people, then what they should do when they are in a given setup. That is said in the next shloka. Sattah karmanya vidvamsaha yatha kurvanti bharata kuryad vidvans tatha saktah chikirshur loka sangraham. So in this shloka, Bhagavan says, what is the message one has to learn from my life? Bhagavan says that message is, even if you are a wise person, if you think that you are a wise person, then you continue to do your duty without attachment, without this sense of doership. Because ignorant person does any work for getting happiness, and with this abhimana, I am the doer, I have done this, I should be given benefit. There is always big, disappointment that see my name did not come for award, the Padma Bhushan. I did so much, my name did not come. This person did not do anything, he got it. In promotion also, this fellow did not do much and he got promotion. I worked so much, I did not get. I did. I should be getting result. That is the approach of ignorant people when they are working. It is called karma sakti, phala sakti, or kartrutva abhimana and this phalabhimana. That I am the doer of this and I should get this result. So with this attachment, ignorant people will be doing their action, their duties. But wise person will not be doing karma with the idea that I am the doer. Wise person does the activity but remains free from this kartrutva abhisandhi. I am the doer. What is his understanding? In my presence, activities are being done. I am not real karta. I am just playing the role of a karta. Like in a movie, his hero has to kill about 100 people. He doesn't have any guilt about it. Why? Because he knows that he is not really killing them. So knowing that I am not really killing them, he plays the role of killing very well. The role of a person who is supposed to be killing 100 people, he does it very well. Why? Because he knows really I am not doing. Similarly, the wise person does his role of a father, mother, son, daughter, whatever role, without having this identification with this body, mind, sense complex, without having the doership. I am doer. It is not there. Kartrutva abhimana is not there. And phala sakti. If I do this, I will get this result, then I will be happy. That is the approach of an ignorant person. Always thinking, what will I get? What will I get? What will I get? Always people, in fact, I remember when I went to the Jagannath temple. And Jagannath temple, there's pandas, the priest will be there. And they will be asking indirectly, directly, dakshina. So when one panda asks, he give dakshina. So other person asks this question, what will I get? He said, dakshina you give, what will I get? Panda did not expect this question. Then he said, Ashirwad de de. I will give Ashirwad, that's all. So always his mind is that, what will I get? And always getting means what? Either artha or kama. Gaining punya, etc. Very few people think, what I will get? I will get this some money or some pleasure. Even punya, when I want to earn punya, that also for what? Some artha or some kama. If I give this much donation here, then Bhagavan will give me this much. Therefore I do it. तुम एक पैसा दोगे तो 10 लाख देगा. There was some song. In Hindi there was a song that if you give एक पैसा, 1 paisa, then Bhagavan will give 1 million paisa. Then I will give. That also not all. He said, why should I lose my 1 paisa? I am not sure about that. So many people will not do. But even those who do, always keeping that result in the mind. Therefore, at the end of the stotra, there will be Falashruti. Dhanarthi labate dhanam, putrarthi labate putram, dhanarthi labate dhanam, vidyarthi labate vidyam, moksharthi labate gatim. Always some Falashruti. And they are very particular. We should read it. Why? Because the whole thing is there only. So these ignorant people who are having this sense of inadequacy, they always think in terms of some result and some fulfillment. So two things are there in case of ignorant people. One is kartrutva abhimanam, the sense of doership, and second is phalabhisandhi, the attachment, obsession for the result. Moment they say that you will not get any benefit, then they will drop. So it happened that in the hall, we said that these curtains, the windows are to be closed. Who will do this duty? Then 10, 15 hands raised up. But moment I said it will not be considered as a part of your duty, it will be extra duty. Many hands came down. Oh, just like that I have to do? No. Always want some benefit. You should be considered part of this, part of this. That is the condition of ignorant people. Identification with the doer, identification with action as a doer, and expecting the fulfillment from action. Whereas wise people do the action as diligently as ignorant people do it. Not that, oh, I'm a wise person, so I will do whatever way I like. Why should I do this? 10 ahutis. I'm a wise person. 5 ahutis for me, it's okay. No. Ahuti means oblations. So I'm a wise person, so I will do only 5 oblations. Ignorant people will do 10. No. I also will do the same 10 ahutis. But I do not consider myself to be the real doer of this action. This action is happening in my body, mind, sense complex. I happen to be playing the role, as it were. And no falabhisandhi. I don't do action for happiness. I do action with happiness. There is a difference. One, ignorant people do for happiness. Means after doing this karma, the result will come and I will have happiness. Whereas wise person says, I am already happy. So with happiness he does. And therefore, the outcome of the action does not bother him. It is something like, somebody is playing, this gambling is playing. That today if I win 1,000 rupees, then I will be able to take care of my family. So somehow I have to win today. So how much tension he will have? Whereas this rich man, he said, let me enjoy this. He is already in millions of rupees and he plays. He is not playing for money. He is playing with money. He already has. And if he loses this 1,000 rupees, it's not going to make any difference. He will put it to the company, the charge, entertainment charge, the bill. That's all. Nothing. So he is not bothered that he loses. He will play it well. When he plays, he will play it well. But he does not depend upon the outcome of that game. Even if he loses, his meal is there. Whereas this person will not get meal if he loses. That is the difference. So one is playing for money, other is playing with money. Along with money. Money is already there. Whether it comes or doesn't come, doesn't matter. Similarly, ignorant people do action for happiness, whereas wise people do action with happiness. Therefore, they are not attached to karma, they are not attached to karma phala. Those details we'll see in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri